Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're here with Temur Eldrazi Ramp on the draw for game one, and I'm pretty sure we're either against Eldrazi Tron or also Eldrazi Ramp, as I recognize negation here from one of the many servers I'm in. I will keep this hand and pass. We'll go Stomping Ground Sprawl on green, T-Ramp, and then Command. So Stomping Grounds, Shock, Sprawl for green, and pass, and pass. It could probably get things out. Okay, looks like Fleshraker. I was worried about a turn 3 Tron, but a little less worried about that now. I do wonder if we want to hold the K command instead, bringing out the Sowing Myco spawn. That way we can play World Breaker and eventually K command the Glaring Fleshrake. That might not be a bad idea in all reality. It's also just harder for them to mess with a land on 3, let's say 5 mana, than it is for them to deal with the spawns. So I think I might do that. We'll grab Temp and pass and pass. Let's see what they play as far as lands. If it's a Tron land, I think we do go after the Tron land. If it's another temple, we might just go after that instead. But I think with this hand, we should be in a relatively good position. Okay, so we go after the Tron land. We'll go after, let's say, mine, since it was just played. No attacks, of course. So we will go... a little bit worried about a command X equals 2. It wouldn't be the end of the world, though, would it? I mean, 2 gets them to 6, 7, 7 minus 1. Let's start off with combat. See if they want to play it early. They do not. We'll play Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. And... World Break. I think what I'm actually worried about the most is probably a Sire 7 deaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, minus 1. So I actually might need to grab the temple, but I think I do have to grab the mine. It's a bit of a tricky situation, right? Oh, they didn't have it. Well, that's shocking. With the way they were playing, I thought they would have. In that case, I think we just have it. Power plant. Another Fleshrake. In that case, I'm tempted to, let's see, 2, 6, 7, 8. Let's go to combat. Play World Breaker. Tempted to play the Sire, but if I just ensure they can't play anything, then does it really matter? Verdant Catacombs, Breeding Pool. I kind of want to keep the self-damage low if possible. Right now we have 7, 8. And let's go Breeding Pool tapped. And pass. And pass. This way we can command next turn if we want, and then Sire 7 deaths. But short of a Mind Stone, they can't cast anything here. I guess another Fleshrake, Jesus. Alright, maybe we need to deal with the Fleshrakes. I mean, they also have to block this coming turn. They have the spawns, though, for that. Yeah, flash rate can be a bit of an issue. I'd love to see a K return. I guess we could go digging for one. Lab. Yeah, let's go digging for a K return. Methinks. Cast. Do we want to hold green and red just in case? I mean, we're already digging 6 deep. You know, keep green and red. And done. There's the K return I'm looking for, though. So I'm going to have 8 mana. Not enough to do too much, but we have played a land this turn. So yeah, we'll just go bottom. Bottom. I mean, this is the game, so it doesn't really matter too much. And top. And that should be lethal damage. Go to combat. Attack with all. And that's a good game 1 GG's. Eldrazi Tron. Win in game 1. Let's move to game 2. I mean, I do like K return in those situations, though I do need to drop it. So let's bring in Dismember. Consigned Memory. I'm not sure about Nature's Claim, because Nature's Claim only hits Mind Stone, which they play 4 of. We'll decide. If I remember correctly, they don't run Emrakul, so we can drop the Bajuka Bog. They also do run Grave Hate in the way of a Kozilek's command, but we can drop Devourer. And it's members for Glane Flesh Rake and for a Thought Knot Seer. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's run it back. Is that it could bring in Nature's Claim. It's a thought. But I think the whatchamacallit, Glane Flesh Rake kind of enables them. I think I'd be more likely to bring in K returns. Maybe cut an Emrakul. I'm just glad that we held the K command when we did. Like, yeah, we could have gone and kicked Mycospawn on 3, but I think we may have actually lost if we had gone that direction, honestly. Other options, Stonebrain, but I really don't like Stonebrain into a card matchup. It just feels like it could easily just become a dead card, right? Yeah, I think the Nature's Claim Dismember should be enough. I think that's what I've put in my sideboard guide. Let me just confirm. Dismember, Consign, yeah. We have, like, more hits in Eldrazi Ramp with, like, Utopia Sprawl. Let's see. Hits right now. Kozilek's Command, Malevolent Rumble. So I think we do keep this. Of course, a fetch for Consign would be good. So yeah, we'll keep. It's like that's 12 hits right there alone. Expedition Map, so they're going for Tron. Dismember solid. We'll play Temp and pass. And hold. Towers. Yeah, that's Tron. I guess that's one benefit of Nature's Claim. Maybe that is something that I should do. Let's see if they want to play a game of chicken. So there's the power plant. Tron is now online. So more or less, they're now going to be having to play around a consign. What? Battlesphere, one the fresh owl. Breeding pool shock. Weird. That's so weird. Okay, respect. Confusion, but respect. And pass. And draw. And do we go temple? Yeah, I think we do. Well, I'm kind of tempted to play Stomping Grounds tapped. At the same time, if we draw into another temple, we can play the Null Drift, right? So we'll play temple, pass, and hold. Unwist. Mindstone's fine. Karn the Great Creator's not. And draw. Cavernous Souls. So what we can do with this is evoke a Null Drift. So name Eldrazi. I'll say it's kind of insane that we did see our 3 consigns and like basically our opening hand. Okay, Toby Sprawl's nice. That will help us hold up the consign. And pass. 3 for K Command X1? If so, that's fine. Three, 7, or 7, 9, 10. Maybe they're trying to go for an Ulamog. That'd be my initial thought. Yes, that is okay. I guess they're a bit worried about an Emrakul, which is reasonable. Ugin. Triggered abilities. We're going to consign that. No Ugin, please. And pass in full. Actually, no, not pass in full. Okay, looks like we would have been able to. I was thinking, like, wait 1 second. They could have a Glaring Flesh Rake. Null Drift. Let's see. I think going for Stomping Grounds. Probably something with Evasion would be good in case they play Karn or Ugin, right? So I'm thinking Stomping Grounds, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Let's stomp. Let's sprawl, target you for double green. And Null Drift, cast. Draw 2. There's a Sire 7 Deaths, that's solid. And pass. Cleanest answer for Null Drift here, of course, being a Dismember. No Dismember. Surprised they didn't cast their command later. I feel like that may have been wise. I mean, I guess if they had Ugin... No, I mean, if they had Ugin, they could have played it for a much larger X%. Unless maybe they drew into Ugin. Glaring Fleshrake. No. Thought-Knot's here? I'm going to say Thought-Knot. Probably takes the Cyrus 7 deaths. Oh, Glaring Fleshrake. Okay. Another Glaring Fleshrake? No. Something bigger. Ooh. What this? 9. Interesting. If it's a Cyrus 7 deaths, that will be a tiny issue. No, it's a command. And then exiling, yeah. I'm just going to try and ping me to death. Yeah, that's a fair plan. Does make me a bit hesitant to dismember it, but they don't have anything else, do they? How much mana do I have available to me? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So 10 minus 2 is 8. So I can go red, green, colorless, Writhing Chris. And then Sire's 7 deaths. I'm tempted to just smack the Glaring Fleshrake with Dismember because if they draw into a K command, we just die, right? So I think I have to. It is by far not ideal. But as long as the Sire can attack in next turn, we should be in a good spot. Crack the Mind Stone. So what they drew is dead. Once you find an Ugin, Devourer. Devourer's fine. And a map. Find the map, find the map. And draw. So in that case, green, red. And Rainforest. This way I can attack with both Writhing Chris and Sire. So if they block with Devour, we can just pump it to 6/7. And then they'll sack. Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, no. Even if they sack, it still has trample damage. So they shouldn't sack. If they sack, then I still get the lifelink. I think they forgot about that, though. Oh, actually, does it have trample? No, yeah, it does have trample. Yeah. They forgot about that. We're good. So that's 11, 12, 13. It's not enough for me to justify sacking. Someone forgot about trample. To be fair, this thing has so many freaking abilities that I don't blame them for missing that. I feel like very easily. I think I have done the same. Funny enough. All right. Plays an Urza's Tower. Yep. End step. Fetch Misty Rain. Let's set up with a commercial district. Worldbreaker on top. I guess actually I could have put that into yard. That actually may have been the right move in retrospect. Let's see, go to combat. Hold back the Writhing Chris. That is fine. I guess maybe pumping this twice last turn would have forced them to block all out with Sire. Maybe that wouldn't have been a bad idea. And I don't think we've seen any, so I'm just going to take out the mine. And pass in full. Tron offline. And I think we're set. As 3 consigns. Came in clutch, I'll tell you what. Mindstone, gonna cycle the Mindstone to try and find a solution. I mean, short of a Sire's 7 deaths of their own, I don't think there is much in the way of a solution here. Even then, I guess they do have enough, yeah. GG's. Yeah, like I said, the fact that we saw our 3 consigned memories that early was kind of nuts. I think if it weren't for that fact and that fact alone, very likely would have succumbed to whether it be Karn, Ugin, etc., right? But with that being said, we'll be back for match 2. Alright, and we're back for match 2 on the draw for game 1. Soul Land off Devour would be solid, I'll keep. Trying to map out my turns will look like if you don't. I mean, realistically speaking, I'll also take a Malevolent Rumble. That might be solid. Opponent starts with 6. Or Reveal Devourer. Or one of. Lotus Bloom. Yee. And this is a matchup that, as it continues to increase in popularity, I'm starting to think that we do need a... that looks ugly too. I don't know what to do in this case. I mean, Sowing Micro Spawn would be good, but we need a green source. Because at least Sowing Micro Spawn... Alright, let's go Sowing Micro Spawn. I'm going to have to command X equals 1. Command X equals 1, try and find a green source from Myco spawns, so that way we can grab a Ghost Quarter. But yeah, as of right now, in the last 7 days, I think Belcher has been roughly 7% of the meta. I mean, if it continues to grow, like at what point do I say, okay, Karn needs to make a return, right? That's kind of where my head's at. With Writhing Chrysalis continuing to like flip-flop back and forth of like, it's good, it's not good, it's good, it's not good. I also think I need to cast this now. If they have 2 mana, then they have Jawari. I'm not confident they're going to cast anything next turn. Yeah, I wonder if maybe just cutting... The thing is, then what does our sideboard start looking like? I guess sideboard right now just is so tight, and so many pieces are needed. Like, it'd be a 50-50 Disrupting Shoal. Shoot. Yeah, this is a problem. Need to top deck into a green source, and we took out 1, so we still have 8. 8 untapped green sources is the important thing here. So that looks like a Jawari Disruption if I've ever seen one. Hey, look at that. That is what I needed. So cast. So you can counter the body, but you can't counter the land. And I think we need to go after Reborn and pass. Whoa, do you have a mountain main? I was about to say, that'd be wild if you did. Alright, that might give me a turn. So yeah, maybe tonight I'll start looking at a Karn list. Because yeah, like I said, if Belcher becomes more prevalent, I think it will become a genuine issue. It's such a bad matchup. Like, yeah, we can attack their lands all day, but a Lotus Bloom just ramps them 3, now they're at 6. I mean, they could play the Belcher right now, and I'd have no recourse main. Okay, not true. I have the World Breaker, but I'm not in a position to cast it right now, though this was arguably a slow hand. And, I mean, they recognize that fact, so... I got nothing. Yeah, I got nothing. I need another land destruction, which right now just a bit too slow on 3/7, so Emrakul's off the table for hitting himself. Because, does it say any target? The any target, yeah. Well, that's a concession. I'll concede. So yeah, I do genuinely believe if Belcher becomes more and more popular, which it seems to be trending that way, that we'll need to move towards a Karn version again. Probably just like cut 3 Chrysalis for 3 Karns. The sideboard is the part I'm not sure about, right? Like, with the energy numbers being in the double digits again, we need to dismember, we need the return. Consign is a necessary concession to the mirror match, which is still close to double digits, I think 9% in the last 7 days. So like the Karn board gets a bit strange at that point. As we saw previously, where it's very thin. Didn't really have a lot of answers. It had a lot of, I know, answers, solutions, different. Like, there was no proactiveness in the Karn board. I mean, not in the traditional way. Like, there's no threats in the Karn board. What do I want to cut here? Gemstone, Jukabog, Devourer. I think that's what I have against Belcher. On the play, Gemstone, Bajukabog, Jailer, Brain, Dismember, right? I need 2 more. So I think grab Sire and a Chrysalis. Okay. There's also the thought of what a Brood-Scale pilot did. And I forget it was Denver or somewhere else, where they had Karn in the sideboard. There's a genuine thought to that. This hand's kind of meh. If you draw into a soul land, it gets a bit better, I'll keep. As I said, if we draw into a soul land, which we do have 8 hits, into a rumble, finding, let's say, either Brain or Jailer, we're in a solid spot. Dismember is good for Tameshi. Yeah, we can make this work. We can also just draw into the Stone Brain, so that gives us another 3 hits, or Jailer another 3 hits. So yeah, this feels good enough. And pass. Yeah, maybe that'll be my plan tonight. Make an updated Karn list. And an updated sideboard guide for it. And draw. Talisman. I think we do need to still go Rumble to find a solution. Closest thing we have a solution here would be a Myco spawn. We could go Ugin Lab. Not sure that's good solution either. The problem is with the Myco spawn, there's no guarantee we can play it, so I think we do need to go to Lab. And then go into another Rumble next turn. Rumble, then hold up Command. Yeah, probably correct. Thankfully, I haven't seen a Lotus Bloom, but I imagine they have a Whir instead in hand, so just trying to get to 3 at this point. Which does make it awkward because then that means Soulless Jailer's doing nothing, right? Consign's probably also in hand. We can also probably rule out Disrupting Shoal. Imprint. Probably should have waited for that, but I will rumble. I mean, there's Jailer. I'm still too concerned about a Whir is the problem, so I think I need to go Myco Spawn so we can double kick. Thought about Talisman. We can open command X equals 2, but to what end? I think we do Talisman and then pass. Yeah. So at least next turn what we can do, as long as they don't have a consign, is we can basically double kick. We can kick one of their lands and then grab Ghost Quarter. And then afterwards we can World Break the Lotus Bloom. As long as we don't die on the spot, right? But they have to have a Whir. Ooh. Now that makes it interesting. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ooh. That's interesting to me. Very interesting. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Fetch. Forest. Now, if we assume they have the Whir, I think this might be the right move. It also could just be a horrible idea, right? Flare Denial's fine. That's not what we're here for. I'm gonna say no on the Sanctum. Double Whir, Sink, and Charbelch. So we were right. Draw. Finding a Jawari Disruption. So we can play Whir into Whir. X equals 0 for Lotus Bloom each time. Main. So cast Whir for 0. Done. Let's take a quick look. They did bring in consigns. So Lotus Bloom. Unfortunately, we can't go into Charbelch. There's no way for me to counter it either. Oh, didn't mean to go to combat. And then let's Whir again for 3 blue. I guess maybe I should have cracked this 2, 4, 4, 5, 6. I would have been still short for Whir. Or Lotus Bloom. Yeah, I can't do anything is the problem. Like, they'll play the Sink. We'll fetch for blue. Not fetch, but crack for blue, but then what? I guess we can sink. This actually might be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we sink a talisman, cast. That allows me to Soin Mycospawn kick. Man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least gets a land out of hand. And pass. Yeah, I'm not sure if I could have done any better there. So maybe we should have gone into Soin Mycospawn. There's a Seagate. It comes down now to whether or not they brought in a mountain. For red. So kick the Seagate. Bring in the Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter, the lab. And did you bring in a mountain? You did not. So now they need an untapped land. But we still need a solution is the problem. Okay, we have a turn to figure something out. Jesus. There's Consign. Grabs Consign. They also have a Flare in hand to keep in mind. Sire doesn't cut it. Dismember the Philagi. Actually, I guess first we should attack. Let's attack with Soin Mycospawn. See if Philagi will block. Doubtful, but we can try. Down to 11. Target the Philagi. I don't think I have anything is the problem. Because this is an X equals 3. The best case scenario would have been if we had another world break. Like if this was a world break, not even then. Or a short one. I guess because we did bounce our own talisman, but we needed to make sure they didn't have an untapped land. Stonebrain doesn't cut it anymore. Not to mention we don't have enough mana anyways. Yeah, you got it. Because that's 3. Yeah. Interesting. So maybe going Soin Mycospawn kicked was the right move. My only concern was we go Soin Mycospawn kick. We push them from 3 to 2. They were. So they're up to 5. We Ghost Quarter. We hit their land. They go down to 4. And then what? Right? Yeah. I guess then we could always Emrakul if they casted the Goblin Charbelch. So maybe the Emrakul was a better follow-up. Yeah, okay. So in retrospect, I think I probably took the wrong line. Obviously, the line we took was a choice. And to be fair, if we had gotten an extra turn with the Emrakul, if it was not hit by, what was it, Flare of the Nile, then we would have actually been able to win from lethal damage. So I guess in retrospect, it was a line. though it didn't end up being the best line. So I think in retrospect, yeah, going Sign Mega Spawn kicked Ghost Quarters into Emerald Quill would have been the better option. That way, if they would have cast the Charbelch with the remaining mana, then we could have always just continued the turn and Charbelch themselves. Obviously, the only way around that at that point would have been an Emerald Quill, would have been a Consign. So, yeah. Either that or, of course, a Tameshi. 'Twas a close one, but this is a matchup that I definitely have been struggling with ever since we cut Karn. So as it does increase in popularity, as I mentioned, something to start considering. Obviously, I've thought about Oof in the side before, but I don't think there's anything that really truly replaces Karn in the main. So it might just be a concession that we have to consider as Charbelch does increase in play rate. That said, we'll be back for match 3. Alright, and we're back for match 3 on the draw for game 1. We're looking for a soul end here with Devourer. And pass. Hallowed Fountain, shock, and pass. This, no, what the what? Huh. Is this Infect? Huh. We'll go Utopia Sprawl. So Forest, Sprawl red, pass. What am I playing against? The first thing that comes to mind is Infect. What the? Okay. Draw. Fetch. Did we seriously hit both Breeding Pool and... Jesus Christ. For red? Rumble. Temple. And pass. Next turn we have a kicked Myco spawn. Thundering Falls. Huh. Urza Saga. Okay, so definitely a kicked Myco spawn. Portable hold, targeting. Rude. What the? Huh. Okay. What am I playing against? Debating whether or not we just want to command. I think we just hold up command at this point. Like, I could go Myco spawn into... Let's see, if we Myco spawn into Ghost Court at 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we just hold. The more I see of this deck, the more confused I get. Combat 2, down to 15. End step K command X2. And done. Let's see here. Let's go top and draw. Imprint Devourer. And let's kick. You'll make a construct, I imagine. So we definitely want to bring in Nature's Claim next game, but I'm not sure what else. Paying cost. There's the Construct as expected. 'Tis a 4/4. Temple. Tempted to just exile it now, to be honest. Yeah, we'll hold, just in case we have something else we need to hit. Opal. Okay. Alright. Weird. Two, 4, 7. We can cast the we can cast the Devour next turn. We'll take the World Break. And pass. Let's start off with our Rumble. We'll go Cavernous Souls. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ugh. Like we could K return out, but I'm not sure it's necessary. And Pwn scoops. I still have absolutely no clue what we're playing against. Clearly, there's an artifact theme with Opal. So let's go Nature's Claim. But the rest of their creatures seem small, so the K return seems relevant. Ghost Quarter seems a bit meh. We didn't see anything with the graveyard, so maybe Bajukabog Ghost Quarter out to begin with. Cut an Emrakul, assuming they have a Tormod's Crypt in the side. Maybe just hold the returns for now? The other thought is bring in 2 Dismembers, cut 1 more 7 mana value spell, and a Writhing Chris. Drop the Devourer, drop a Chrysalis. Yeah, let's do this for now. I'm kind of just going off of what we saw. We saw an aggressive ground plan with some form of artifact gameplay. I will keep this. Solid hand overall. Springleaf Drum. Opal. Bauble. Thinking I might want to move into Misty Rain. Gives us the option of fetching for a commercial district or a Stomping Grounds, or if we find ourselves with a Saga, yeah, we can fetch now. We can Nature's Claim. Before they can generate mana. Oh. Wait. Party? That was not what I was expecting to see today. So that explains the changelings. Wait, what? Oh. Oh. Magda. Oh. I see. Magda Springly. Yes. I understand now. Okay. So it's Magda. Malevolent Rumble. I guess we could just go Utopia Sprawl. It's mana neutral. We have enough lands otherwise. And pass. They tap the Magda, make a treasure. Tap 5 treasures. Ball will target me. The good news is we can definitely get rid of Magda. We can deal with the construct at some point. Mox Jasper. What? Oh, that explains... Okay, this also explains the changelings. Interesting. So breeding pool, shock to begin with. For green. So I currently have X equals 5. Or 5 mana available to me. I think we K-return on their up. No, because then they can tap the Magda. So I think we K-return now. That way Magda down. Magda down, pass. They'll make a construct. And I'm going to scry draw, exile that now while it's on my mind. Paying cost. Huh. So they did have it, but obviously didn't. I had the mana to interact with it. So if they have a way to haste this construct, then I'm SOL. Oh, that's a problem. Do you have the boots? What is this? Each mana... Draw a card for each mana in this ability's activation cost. Huh? What is happening? Oh, it draws a card. So we can go 2, 4, 5. Ugin Lab. Done. Kick. No more constructs, please. Temple. Scry, draw, exile. You know. Oh, okay, if I can sign this time. That's not much better. I mean, we just lose then? Yeah. Okay. Well then... Yeah, we concede. Interesting. So I'm guessing I just classify this as Magda? Because it seems like that's what's centered around. Weird. think bringing the other return might be fine. Just run it back like this. Oh no, we need to bring something back in. Don't want to be running 20 lands, please. So I'll drop a Chrysalis for a Ghost Court. Yeah. Yeah? Yeah, I think this works. Very, very weird. Not exactly sure how to attack this because, like, obviously the Construct mid-range plan is solid. I'm just not sure why it's there in the first place. It's very top deck reliant. Like, what are our top decks here? Malevolent Rumble, Command, Myco Spawn, etc. Because we'd go Temple, land. If we draw into a Sprawl, sure, but doesn't get us to where we need to be. 4 mana, 5 mana on 3. Let's mulligan. Keep this one. Drop a return. Done. Ugin Lab. The Null Drift and pass. And pass. Aiming for a Malevolent Rumble on 2. Island. Bobble. Opal. Automaton. Rumble. Let's grab a Talisman. Yes, let's grab a Talisman. Cast Talisman and pass. And pass. So now we can sweep the board with a exiled K return. Jasper now generates mana. Magda. Triggers Magda. So I think that might be the right choice. Let's evoke the Null Drift. I guess we don't even need to do that. And I guess we... Yeah, so 1-step Teeth is a yes. Fetch. For Breeding Pool Shock. Evoke the Null Drift. So we can draw, ideally into a soul land. Draw 2. And sweep. Cast Talisman. Hold up Dismember. 2, 4, 5, 6. We need a land. Interesting. Okay. And at that point we pass. And pass. So we're back to needing a soul land for the breaker. Changeling. I mean, getting rid of the Opal, getting rid of the Jasper actually gets rid of 2 mana, doesn't it? Yeah. So it shuts off the Opal, also gets rid of the Jasper. Another Jasper. Black. For what? What in the world? What in the what? 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 I am so lost right now. So the artifact they were going for if Magda was Bolas's Citadel? Weird. Fred. Two, 4, 5. K return. Consign. Attack with World Break. I'm debating whether or not I should dismember this changeling, but and I'm wondering if maybe I should have held up this breeding pool as well. Bolus's Citadel. That was unexpected. Flame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're short 1 on the Null Drift. Down to 5. I mean, we're holding up the Dismember for Magda. But we have to be careful because all they need to do is sacrifice 10 non-land permanents. They're at 4, 7. There's Magda. I need to hit Magda, right? Because they tap. I'm trying to think here. Do they win if I allow them with Magda? I'll take 4 down to 11. I don't think I can hit Magda. Not yet? Question mark? Because right now I'm not dead. Next turn we can sweep the board. Create a treasure. Okay. Untap. Okay. We'll take 4 down to 11, but we're not dead. We have the K return. Okay. They don't have enough treasure, right? Oh. What? Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now they just have an infinite loop, right? Oh wait, hold up. They... tap an artifact. Untap target artifact. I think they messed up, right? How does this work? Hold up, hold up, hold up. Oh, it's not a tap ability? Oh. So they can tap to untapped artifacts. I How does this work? Can I do anything at this point? I'm genuinely not sure. Because I couldn't dismember earlier with Bowl Citadel untapped. But the problem is now, if I dismember, they can simply untap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they would definitely be able to activate Citadel. If I go after the Automaton, they'll still have enough to untap this. Yeah, so maybe I had only had an opportunity earlier, but didn't realize it. Oh, wait. Oh, no, they can untap the Bowls' Citadel. Yeah. So then you untap the Citadel. No, I guess you don't. So do I just always yield right now? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if I have an opportunity if my window of interaction's already been missed. Because you make infinite tokens, more or less. And I imagine what they then do is they then untap the Bowls' Citadel. Right? And from the Bowls' Citadel, they'll sack 10 treasures, let's say, and then get another Bowls' Citadel, rinse, repeat. That'd be my guess. That's not an issue. Where did you play that from? I'm not even sure. Huh. Oh, they got it with Magda. I understand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I still can't dismember. I don't think, like I said, I think my window of opportunity has been lost. And I'm just trying to see if something opens up. I'm just doubtful that it will. Because if they play smart, then I think it's just a GG's. Weird. What a weird deck. Because, yeah, I think the way they're just trying to get there now... What do you search for now? Okay, they're just trying to lock me out of doing anything. I still can't dismember. Yeah. Even if I had evoked the Null Drifter last turn, I think they still would have been able to go off, right? Because of the Magda. But that also would have given me... No. If I had done that... If I had gone 1, 2... Oh, well, they blew up my Talisman, right? If I had Talisman, that... Red... No, I still wouldn't have enough to both return and... I would have had enough to return and Null Drift, but I wouldn't have been able to also dismember after is the problem. Okay, so I guess it doesn't matter if they have multiple Bolas' Citadel, does it? Because they can just sacrifice 10. I'll be at 1, so this member is dead. Yeah, okay, never mind. And then I just do it again. Okay. Yeah, we'll concede at this point. I now understand. Weird. What a weird deck. First time ever running into that, so always cool running into a new deck. Do I think this reinforces my statement of earlier of, maybe Karn good? Maybe. Because obviously Karn here would have stopped all their shenanigans. Then again, I don't think we saw Writhing Chrysalis at all. Interesting. Yeah, if we had been given a turn, then obviously I think he would have won. But clearly they knew they just needed that turn to go off. Duly noted. Well, that said, we'll be back for match 4. Alright, and we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. Let's take a look-see. I will keep... Would love to draw into a 7-mana value spell. Another land would also be fine. Ideally a soul land, but we can make this work. Still a bit confused by that last game. I don't understand what they were doing, but it was quite interesting. Alrighty. So we're going to go turn 1 Forest, see if we draw into a 7-mana value spell for an Ugin Lab into Rumble. If we draw into another land, of course, then we'll play that first before the Lab. But Rumble will be fired off on turn 2 regardless. And Forest, pass, and pass. Over Tomb Shock for a Thoughtseize? No, for a Delighted Halfling. Okay, it could be Yawgmoth. Could be Sam combo. Tempted to go into Talisman of Curiosity. But kind of same difference, it's both ramp, right? Let's go Sowing Mycospawn. And pass. And probably want to hold in case of a Bowmaster. Sure enough. Target the spawn. Sacrifice this spawn. And pass. No land drop from opponent. That's solid news for me. Temple, we love to see it. Let's see. We can command X equals 2. That sets us up for a Mycospawn. Yeah, I think we just bolt the bird here. Could actually do that. And yeah, we'll do X equals 1, bolt the bird, and then Rumble. Let's grab the Windswept Teeth. And pass. I found a second land, but it might be a bit too late. There's another halfling. We could bolt the bird again, but I think we just go after some land destruction and ramp. Talisman, Windswept Heath, fetch for a Stomping Grounds. I guess actually that is a thought to going Writhing Chrysalis into Mycospawn or into Command. Because I could Writhing Chrysalis. Well, let's kick and ramp. Harder for them to interact with. I'll grab a temple and pass and hold. Another land. Looks like Grist. Aggie. Okay. Draw. K returns solid. In that case, K return, sweep. Then hold up a command X equals 2. Aggie grabs Emrakul. Trying to save the delighted halfling, I imagine. In response, I'm going to scry draw exile. And done. Let's go top and top. I did mess up there. They did too. They should have pinged my Mycospawn. Whoops. Should have waited for the sweep and then done that. That was almost a bit tragic. Name Eldrazi. And pass. So a bit of a misplay on my part. Opponent misplayed in turn. That's something for us to pay attention to for next time. We have how much mana for next turn? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So short on both the Chrysalis and the Null Drift. I'm going to go to combat. Down to 11. Is there a world where I'd be able to cast both? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In that case, cast a Talisman. It is a Null Drift. Draw 2. No. And no. Ghost Quarter. We haven't seen any basics, have we? No. So I imagine they have basics. Though it is tempting to Ghost Quarter here. Oh, well. Okay. Weird choice. Yep, that's fine. Sure. Upkeep, draw, Ghost Quarter, target Dryad, pass. And opponent scoops it up. Yeah, I want to say this is Yawgmoth. In for game 1. Let's take a look at my sideboard guide. We're bringing in Soulish Jailer, cutting Emrakul, Gemstone, Ghost Court. Maybe we should bring in Dismember. And again, return does a lot of work here. But we could probably bring in these 6. Cut Ghost Court, keep the Bog, cut Emrakul, cut World Break, and probably cut 2 or 3 Chris, and run it like this. Yeah, let's do that. So against Yawg, we'll update this. 3 Chrysalis, World Break, Emrakul, and bring in 2 Dismember, 1 Return. I will keep. Finance that mana value spell would be great. And so I have Teeth, Fetch 4. Overgrown Tomb, Shock, and Yawgmoth. Okay, so that does confirm our suspicion of it being Yawg. Moving Lab, Imprint, Talisman, and pass. And pass. Down to 19. Mort. Yawgmoth, that's a bit concerning. Command helps out a lot though. We'll go temp. X equals 3. Talisman. And hold command X equals 2. Seiju, that's fine. Fulminator Mage. Yeesh. Yes, that's fine. Targets. Yep. That makes sense to me. So I will ramp exile. Done. Yeah, maybe too aggressive given that we knew Fulminator Mage was likely coming in. Null Drift. 2, 4, 6. Let's shock the Stomping Ground. And kick. And I think for good measure we should Bajuka Bog in case of a Aggie. And pass. And hold. 4, 6, 7. So we're guaranteed the drift. And swamp. Grist. Grist sack Yawgmoth target, so in Mycospawn? Nope, gonna make a blocker. Alright. And draw. Gemstone. Let's attack Grist. Grist goes the 1. Gemstone. I think they should have blocked there, but they might be setting up for a Corda Calling would be my thought. Thankfully we have Dismember now, so we can get rid of Yawg if that is the case. Grist tick up. Land. Set up for Cord. Yeah, that's exactly it. Maybe not. Ballista X1. Okay. Bit weird. Target. Sack in response? Why do that now, though? Breaker. Let's see. Let's go to combat. Attack at Grist in the air. And attack you. Grist dies to Annihilator trigger. I will rumble. Single moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Grab. Let's actually grab Sanctum. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so we'll just cast the Breaker. Oh, need to tap a Talisman for green. Let's get rid of the second black source, so no Yawg. And yes, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we can go for... Probably want to go for maybe just a Soulish Jailer, honestly. We have a good position here. Alternatively, we could go for a Devourer. Yeah, let's go for Devourer. And pass. And pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they were to Fulminator Mage. That would be an issue. You'll take the Devourer. That's fine, though. You're not exactly in a good position. 1 card in hand. 2 mana up. We'll just start attacking in. And draw. Go to combat. Yeah, I think this is just GG's. Yep, opponent scoops it up. We'll take the W. Alright, we'll be back for round 5. Alright, and we're back for match 5 on the draw for game 1. I really want to keep this hand, I'm not going to lie. We do have 2 draws. I mean, we have 9 hits for forests. 2 draws off the top and a command if you really need a cycle. If we draw into a soul land as well, yeah, we'll keep it. I'm going to get ultra punished for this. I always do, but we'll see. Urza. So, Opal, we'll definitely bring in Amber, okay. Oh, and the Bauble. Okay, you know, just casual 3 mana on turn 1. I guess 2 mana for now. Bauble target me. Interesting. Draw. Do you see a forest? That'd be nice. Hey, look at that. Never punished. Alright, Windswept Teeth. Fetch for a... Not sure we're playing against just yet. We'll go Forest. Sprawl. For red. And pass. And pass. Next one we can command X equals 2. Alternatively, could always join Mycospawn for a Ghost Quarter deal Saga. Might not be a bad idea, especially if they don't play an artifact this turn. Tis a thought, tis a thought. Because right now they only have 1 mana. Still confused by the Bauble Crack. So I'd imagine that they have another artifact. I'd be shocked if they didn't. Right? So yeah, I do wonder if maybe... Okay, there it is. So it looks like Affinity then. Portable Hole, rude. Rude. and draw. Another sprawl. Oh, in that case, sprawl for red. Lab. Tuck Emrakul, yes. And pass. And hold in case it's relevant. I don't think it will be though. Makes an artifact. I think I will cast this now. Scry, draw, exile. Done. Rumble's nice. We'll pass. Opponent's Tinkin. Would love another green source off top. Yawgmoth. Rude. Urza Saga. Again, could Ghost Court. Tis a tempting option given our circumstances. Draw. Lab. Well, that's a lot better than my other options. Sorry, 7 deaths. Kick. Now we could do something fun and actually go after 2 of their lands. We could go after the Razorverge Bridge as well as the Saga. We just go after Saga and then grab a land. Let's see. If we go after Temple 2, 4, yeah, we'll go Temp and pass. And pass. Well, like, go ahead, exile the Utopia Sprawl, not the worst thing in the world. And combat. So let's see now. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go to combat. No blocks. Second main phase. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think we go for Emrakul here. That makes it even easier. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Our turn, comrade. Looks like a metallic rebuke. Yep, that's fine. I can still do some damage with your own Haywire Might, so I'm not all too pressed. Not to mention I have another Emrakul tucked. An Otawara and Amber. Interesting. Let's see, and Aspire. So we could, let's see. Otawara doesn't do too much, but we can Haywire Might target Bridge. And I guess Mox Amber just to destroy that one. Yeah, that makes the most sense. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't do anything meaningful with the Otawara. Like, we could channel it, but I don't think it's worth it. Play the Amber, cast. And pass. Alright, about him. Have fun. There's the Spire. What you draw into? Nothing of consequence. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Excuse me, one short. Let's attack first. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's return the Sire to hand. And pass. Yeah, with the Siren board, I'm not sure there's much you can do now. This thing is a house. Even if Otawara, you'd only delay the inevitable. Solid. Alright, so this is Affinity. Win for game 1. Let's see. Affinity on the draw. Bring in Nature's Claim Dismember. And I know I think in the past I've been cutting the K return. I wonder. So Ghost Court can probably be cut, question mark. You want the Bajukabong though. You can cut an Emrakul, cut a Devourer. I mean, if you wanted to, we could just cut 3 Writhing Chris and then run it like this and try and go wide. Might not be bad, but the only thing that really gets hit by return all too well is Emery, right? Yeah. So I think maybe this is correct. Okay, let's run it back. Like, sometimes return can hit Kappa Cannoneer, but that's a big asterisk on sometimes. We can keep this. So we're gonna go Breeding Pool, Utopia Sprawl, keep, and pass. Yeah, so Breeding Pool, Utopia Sprawl for red. And then we can go for Rumble next turn. I want to go Rumble into Lab if we find a 7-mana value spell. Tapped. Breeding Pool, Shock, Sprawl, red, and pass, and pass. They do Portable Hold, then we'll just Rumble, or play land and Rumble. Saga, Opal. Damp Sphere doesn't actually do all too much right now, right? Malevolent Rumble. Well, we'll grab the Temp. Play the Misty and pass. Hold up the delay to respond. Saga trigger. We do need to deal with that at some point. So missing that K command is a bit rough. Right now we have access to 4 mana. Bridge. So it'll be a 4/4. Yeah, that's fine. We can dismember it. Go to end step. They're definitely going for the construct here. If that's their main plan, we can interact with it. Commercial district. Trigger. K command. Top. And draw. And pass. Resolve in response. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I will scry draw. Oh, I do have to sacrifice it though. Makes me wonder if I need to ramp. I think I do need to ramp. I guess the alternative is we just dismember it. So we scry draw. Let's scry draw. X equals 3. Bottom, bottom, bottom draw. Devourer is solid. We'll pass. See what they do with this saga. You make another construct or tap it. And pass. Make another construct, search. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Two, 3, 4, yeah. Shadow Spear's fine, Industry's fine. Because we can at least block it next turn if we really need. And draw. Null Drift. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about here would be consign, but I feel like they would have consigned earlier, right? They had the opal up. Did they? No, they didn't. They did tap out, didn't they? Interesting. I mean, I could go and dismember it. But they could also rebuke it, but then we can just pay the cost. Play the Windswept Teeth, dismember. And at that point, we'll pass. Definitely a bit painful to do all that, but I think it was correct. Bobble. Yeah, they're playing Bobble here. They really don't have anything else. I guess they could have Kappa, Thoughtcast, yes. You've already played 2. Yeah, so it looks like they have a Kappa would be my guess now. Pause on end step. Bobble target me. Windswept Teeth, fetch. Stomping Grounds tapped. And draw. Gemstone, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. I'll play the gemstone. Draw 2. Do you have a consign to memory? You do. Less than ideal. We'll pass in full. Next turn we have the Devourer, but they definitely have a Kappa, which is a wee bit concerning. Probably the best draw off the top here is going to be an Emrakul. I guess also a Nature's Claim wouldn't be bad. Tamiyo, that's fine. We'll exile the Tamiyo. Thoughtcast, flips Tamiyo, plus Tamiyo. I mean, short of a consign, we'll be able to exile it. Saga Trigger. Trigger, target Tamiyo. Really need to have them not have a consign right now. We'll pass in full regardless. Not that I can do much else. The damn sphere is definitely slowing us down, but definitely hasn't been the worst thing in the world. Okay, no consign. That's good news. And pass. The Saga will become an issue in due time. Another command would be good. Sign Micah's Bond would be alright. Again, I think the best thing we could probably ask for is an Emrakul. That construct will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. That would be a lot. Pithy Needle, naming. I mean, not knowing our list, I think that is wise. But seeing, I guess they didn't really see many Writhing Chris last game. Yeah, so maybe that is the right choice. I'm a bit concerned about a hasty construct. So I will play a Temple and play a Talisman and pass. I don't think I can attack because a hasty construct will kill me if I do attack in with Devour. Not to mention, I think they just come in as a 6/6, 7/7. Yeah, 7/7. Yep. No attacks for me. And I think the next thing they should grab is probably Grave Hate. Because if I do resolve an Emrakul, I think it's GG's. But they might just go for a haste instead. Yeah. So they'll equip Boots on the Summoning Sick one. We'll block whichever one doesn't have Trample. Why not equip with Trample? Weird. I mean, you have to block both. No ifs ands or buts about that. Could represent that they have counter magic in hand. Draw. I mean, Nature's Claim does shrink, but that's still lethal damage, right? Shrinks it down to 8. But we did. Alright, we'll concede. And last for game 2. On to game 3. I will cut the gemstone in favor of the Emrakul and run it back. On the play for game 2, game 3, we'll keep this. This sets us up for a turn 3 kicked Myco spawn if anything goes right. Bridge, that's fine. Tormod's Crypt, that's fine. Amber, that's fine. Jesus Christ. Yeah, sure. Go off. No Emery notable. No, they can... Yeah, I was about to say, they definitely can cast Metallic. Command, X2. If they don't have the Consigner Metallic, then we're in a good spot. Done. Consign. To command or to Myco spawn, that is the question. I think we do set up for another command. Hollowed Fountain, shock to 18. So they have more counter magic in hand. But if they use any mana, then we should be good. Done. Consign. Verdant Cat. Fetch. For a Stomping Grounds. Shock. And kick a Myco spawn. Target Saga. So you can make a construct for what it's worth. And it will be a decent sized construct at that, don't get me wrong. But given that you continuously use your consigns, we're in a good spot unless you have a third consign. Jesus. At least this means you don't get another construct, so I'm not too upset by this. I know how my opponent felt in, was it game 3, game 2 of match 1? Alright. Can't do much about that now, can I? We'll pass. Worst case scenario here is that they play a Damp Sphere, right? Make a construct, hold up the bridge. Do you try and haste it in? You do. That is concerning. 7 damage to the dome. No blue sources though, so basically the gates are open. Second main. Crypt, that's fine. Draw. So let's see, I can Malevolent Rumble. There's Emrakul. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll kick a Myco spawn and set up for Emrakul next turn. Shrink the construct. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll grab a Cavern of Souls then. Name Eldrazi. This guarantees the body will resolve. Thoughtcast. Alright, 3 cards in hand. Tamio, that's fine. I'll block. Paying cost for Damp Sphere would put me in a tough position, but no. Okay. Dismember. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Our turn, comrade. Mox Amber and Opal. Okay, draw and a Shadow Spear. Let's see. I'm a little bit worried about an Otawara, so I think I do slam the construct into Emrakul. Go to main, go to combat. Attack. Go to blocks. We'll play the Amber. Cast. Play the Opal. Cast. No reason to play the Shadow Spear, so I'll pass. And pass. There's the Shadow Spear. A hasty Kappa would be concerning. Paying cost equipped, sure. Gives it ward 1 at the very least. Really? What's the thought process here? Why do that? Don't understand. Draw. Combat. Hold up the Dismember. Down to 5. End step. Okay. Darksteel Citadel. Another Tamio. That's fine. Draw a card. And GG's. I think short of an Otawara, they lose, right? Jukabog. Attack. Lethal damage. And that's the game. Good stuff. All right. Well, that there will end today's league. Ending with a 3-2 record at the end of 5. Respectable. Definitely some interesting losses against Belcher. I think more or less that kind of just makes me think more about Karn and also Writhing Chrysalis's numbers. Writhing Chrysalis just has not been performing well. It's been very swingy. Like one day Chrysalis will be in the negative, another day Chrysalis will be in the positive, so it's very swingy. More or less just means that Chrysalis is kind of neutral in the deck. It's okay. It's not the best card. It's not the worst card. It's just okay. Belcher does make me consider more and more about whether or not Karn might be a good re-add. It just then comes into the discussion of, okay, what does that mean for our sideboard? Do we run 4 Karn, 3 Karn, and 1 Chrysalis? Could be okay. What does it look like for our sideboard plan, right? So a lot of questions to ask in that regard. The Magda deck just came out of nowhere. Had no insight into what the hell I was playing against until it was too late and go, oh, I understand now. Don't exactly foresee that being a tiered deck, but respect to opponent for playing it. Otherwise, solid matches. Pretty happy with the deck's results. I think I'll update the Karn sideboard guide as well as the Temur Eldrazi Ramp sideboard guide. Maybe add the other versions as well. And also update the Karn list accordingly tonight. So for those of you interested, definitely check out my free primer that I post on my socials. I'll also be trying to start and updating the paid Patreon one as well. I've been kind of lapsing on that as the meta hasn't really settled, the deck hasn't settled, trying to still figure out where everything is. There's also not too much more to say about it, so more or less the Patreon really is just a way to support me and all the work that I do, as right now, as far as these videos are concerned, are generating 0 revenue until we hit 1,000 subscribers, at which point then I can start generating ad revenue and YouTube premium revenue. So until then, the Patreon's the only way that you guys can support me monetarily. It is always appreciated. You can subscribe for a total of $3 a month. It really does help me out a lot. But with that being said, folks, as always, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please do consider hitting the like button, comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or just some general feedback. It is always appreciated. Last but not least, if you haven't already and have reached this point in the video, please do consider hitting the subscribe button. As I mentioned earlier, we're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers, where I'll be able to begin monetizing these videos, which will help support me and all the work that I do. With that being said, folks, I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye!